What's going on YouTube? This your boy Kiaguyjoe here. Happy New Year. Today I'm back with another video for the start of 2022. I'm not going to show you guys what vehicle this is yet. First of all, I want to thank all my subscribers and everybody that's been viewing the channel and whatnot, giving me a little bit of exposure. I really appreciate that. But let's keep it going for the new year. And without further ado, let's get into today's video. Today's video is a little bit different, of course. Normally I do Hyundai, Kia, and Genesis products, but I decided to go ahead and switch it up for the new year and branch out, do different vehicles. So this vehicle right here is the 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander. In this nice silver color right here. Some of you guys may know that this is, may think this looks like Nissan, I believe it's a Rogue or Pathfinder. Yes, a Pathfinder, because Nissan and Mitsubishi at the time had a joint venture where Nissan purchased like 60% of Mitsubishi. Because if you guys Mitsubishi has been doing not too well in the United States. They canceled the Lancer. They canceled the Eclipse and the Galant and whatnot. So they've been struggling pretty bad. So they just, I guess they just went totally the SUV route, just like what everybody else is doing. They have the Eclipse Cross. They have this brand new Outlander. And I believe they have another SUV. And I believe the only car that they may have in their lineup right now is a Mitsubishi Mirage, which was ironically my first brand new vehicle that I bought in 2015. I think I was probably one of the first people, where I'm from with that vehicle. And that vehicle took me from 2015 to 2018, all the way from Charleston, South Carolina to El Paso when I was in the military. But nonetheless, that was my first vehicle that I bought. Then I ultimately traded in for a Kia Optima in 2018. So since then, Mitsubishi hasn't really been pushing out a lot of products. I believe this is their newest product with the joint venture with Nissan. The Eclipse Cross wasn't really a part of that, I believe, because there's no part sharing with Nissan in that one. This one shares a lot of parts and technology, as you guys can see. So taking a look here at the front of the grille, you can see Mitsubishi's, I think they call this dynamic shield or diamond shield or something like that. You can see that's big and bold. I believe they have radar, sensor, cruise control and whatnot, all the safety features under that badge. And you can see Outlander is spelled out at the top. As you can see here, LED turn signal. And I believe these have full LED headlights. Yes, so the Mitsubishi Outlander, I believe all the trims have full LED headlights, LED fog lights, LED turn signals for the front. And I'm going to be dead honest, because I've seen a few reviews where they like the vehicle, and I guess beauty is really in the eye of the beholder, because I don't particularly like the front. It's too wide for me, honestly. You have this, these chrome strips that kind of, flow down from the turn signal to the bottom of the fog light. You have a front camera system. I believe this vehicle has 360 camera. I'm going to verify that when we get inside the vehicle. As we come to the side of the vehicle here, taking a look here at the wheels. These are Bridgestone wheels right here. I actually like the design of them. They look pretty good with the two-tone silver and black look. They are wide. They should be pretty easy to clean. I think these are the best looking wheels that Mitsubishi ever had, honestly, in my opinion. A long way away from what the Mitsubishi Mirage has. So congratulations on that, Mitsubishi. These wheels do look pretty good. You have some black cladding here because you can take this vehicle off-roading, but you're probably not going to do too much, honestly. This is a pretty big vehicle. It has 3 rows, although the 3rd row is pretty much unusable, as you can see from the size of the rear door right here. You can tell that rear 3rd row seat is very small. But taking a look at the rest of the portions of the side, nothing too fancy. You have your lock and unlock button on the door handle right there. You have blind spot monitoring, of course, on the mirrors, and a little in the line that flows across the vehicle as well. For me, this is the best look of the vehicle. It looks a lot better from the rear. I just wish both front and rear complemented each other, but it doesn't seem to do that because the rear looks a lot better than the front. You have LED turn signals right here, or LED brake lights, incandescent turn signals, and incandescent rear reverse lights. I believe you can get full LEDs, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure which trim this is. This is the SE trim. So this is the SE trim. I'm pretty sure you can get this on higher trims, a trim above this. As you can see, Outlander spelled out. So in my opinion, the rear looks a lot better. And this is where it kind of starts to look like a Pathfinder, in all honesty. Opening the rear hatch here, you can see it's power assisted. And with the seats up, there's not too much room back here, as you guys can see. You have this little itty bitty space right here. But most people, if they bought this vehicle, they probably have these 3rd row seats folded down because they're honestly not that usable. I've seen three of these vehicles on the road already, and I believe Mitsubishi they're selling a lot of these vehicles, so they're actually very popular right now, surprisingly. I'm not sure of the cargo numbers, but I'll be able to put that in the video when I get a chance. And lifting this here, you have your tonneau cover, and you have these are the head restraints for the 3rd row seat. These head restraints are rather large. They're really long. I'm not sure why Mitsubishi does that. They do that on plenty of their vehicles where they make the rear seat headrests very long. And nobody's really that tall and long. People are tall and long, but those kind of people won't be able to fit in the 3rd row seat. You have incandescent lighting right there. And you have to manually close the hatch, I'm pretty sure. No, you don't. I digress. You do have a power button right there to close the rear hatch. Alright, before we get into the inside of this 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander SE, let's take a look here at the engine bay. They don't have any engine covers to dampen any sound. I'm not sure why they did that, but I guess that's a Mitsubishi thing. I'm also not sure if this vehicle has direct injection, but it probably does because of that ticking sound. Power numbers should be between 180 and 220, but you should be able to get pretty good gas mileage. Probably a combined of maybe 31, 32 miles per gallon combined. But again, I'll be able to put those numbers in the video. Alright, before we step inside this Mitsubishi Outlander here, let's take a look here at the door panel. Up top, you have some nice soft padded portion right here, soft padded leather, very soft, very padded. Right here is hard touch plastics, hard touch plastics, hard touch plastics. Only this area right here, this area is soft and padded right here. Hard touch plastics on the door, hard touch plastics right here as well. You have your window controls, one touch for the front, one touch for the front passenger, and one touch for the rear as well. So one touch for all 4 windows. Didn't expect that in this vehicle for this price. They have a nice tactile feel to it. You have your silver painted portion for the door handle, some piano like plastic right here that's going to collect a lot of dust. Your window and mirror controls right there. You have a bottle holder down here and a place to store some other items. But coming inside the Mitsubishi Outlander is where you can really see how Nissan got their hands in this vehicle. And shutting the door there. Sounds pretty solid. Doesn't have any shakes or rattles that I can tell from, you know, initial reaction. But again, guys, taking a look here at the interior is where you can really see how Nissan and Mitsubishi had that joint project. I'm not sure Nissan and Mitsubishi are still together, if they're still working on more vehicles. I believe they discontinued, they split apart and whatnot, but I hope they didn't, because Nissan can really help Mitsubishi out in the market. But taking a look here at the interior, taking a look around, taking a look here at the dash, hard touch plastics up here, hard touch plastics. This is soft and padded right here, nice and soft and padded. Same material that's on the door. Hard touch plastics, hard touch plastics. But this is soft and padded right here. Everything below, this is soft. Well, it's not soft, it's kind of a grainy material. Press it hard enough you can, you know, sink your fingers into it. But taking a look here at the left side of the steering wheel, there's a lot of empty space right here for where buttons would go, probably for safety features and whatnot. The only buttons here are a button to open the rear hatch and a button to brighten the gauge cluster or the interior lighting. And once it reaches the end, or you know, the very end of each side, it has a very cheap, awkward sound to it. Sounds like a old Atari video game. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. I'll do it one more time. You can sort of feel it vibrate. It's a very awkward sound. It doesn't sound pretty good. But nonetheless, taking a look here at the rest of the materials, you have just some nice silver garnish over the air vents. Window wiper controls. Feel okay. Oh, this is your turn signals. Feels okay. Nothing too cheap or, you know, cost-cutting feeling about it. Taking a look here at the steering wheel. It's nice and padded with leather. I like this portion of the steering wheel. It has that grainy feel to it. Feels pretty nice. This is basically a Nissan steering wheel with Mitsubishi's own touches and whatnot to it. You have this scroll wheel right here to scroll through your menu on the in the dash right here. You have your volume controls, track forward and track back. You have your button to cut through your menu. Then on the right side of the steering wheel, you have your cruise control and phone controls right there. You have a button for your safety markers to keep the distance of the vehicle in front of you at a safe distance. And this is straight out of a Nissan product right here. This is kind of like Nissan's safety shield. There you go. Then you press it, then it gives you, shows you your forward blind spot, your rear blind spot, and your, you know, lane keep assist. This is pretty much a Nissan product right there, or a Nissan feature rather. Hearing horn. It's pretty loud, not as deep as I would like it, but it doesn't sound as cheap as a Mitsubishi Mirage, that's for sure. Taking a look here at these seats, you have a nice suede portion in the middle. These seats are very comfortable. They really feel pretty good, honestly. With the with some nice padding and texture and patterns to it and whatnot. And taking a look here at the glove box, it's damped but not lined with felt. Can probably fit a nice size 10-inch computer or tablet and whatnot in there. The center armrest right here is nice and padded. It's pretty deep in there. No USB ports in there, just for storage and whatnot. You have 2 cup holders. You have your electronic parking brake, auto hold, and this is your mode shifter right here. You have what's that, tarmac, which is pretty much for street driving. You have gravel for off-road, snow mode, mud, and you have a normal and eco mode. The graphics look pretty good in the dash. This gear shifter right here, you have P for park, go all the way back to put in drive, R for reverse, and of course P for park. Pretty simple. Has a very weird feeling to it when you go ahead and shift. Hard touch plastics right here. It seems like they could have made some more space out of this area right here. I'm not sure why they just left this kind of blank right there. You have some more piano black plastic surrounding the gear shifter and the mode die right there. You have a wireless charger right there with 2 USB ports and a 12-volt power outlet. HVAC controls. You have some more of that, piano black plastic in a place you would touch the buttons and whatnot. But it doesn't feel like it really collect too much dust like this sort of piano black plastic right here, although it's probably the same material, but it does have a different feel to it. They have a nice digital dash or digital gauge to show you your temperature, fan speed. This model does have heated seats but no cooled seats, so I'm pretty sure you'll have to go for a model above the SE to get cooled seats. But they are 3-stage heated seats on the front and the front passenger. And probably the biggest thing that's in this vehicle that's straight up a Nissan product is this 10.25 touchscreen right here. Mitsubishi, as far as I know, has never done a screen this large. So this is where Nissan really helped them out immensely by putting this system in here. It is a touchscreen. Pretty sure it has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but I have to double check on that. Taking a look here at the map. It is pinch to zoom. You can pinch to zoom. The graphics are okay. They're not anything that's going to blow you away. It's not that quick of a system either, so I'm pretty sure Mitsubishi's gonna be able to update this soon. And I'm not sure if these have over-the-air updates either. But nonetheless, nice screen here. You can actually change it from night and day from just hitting that button right there. That's a good feature right there. Don't see that too often. And that's all the views it gives you. The front tire view for cornering, so you don't curve your wheels, and the rear view. So that's pretty good. That's pretty neat. And take you back to your menu. You have your radio controls. Sirius satellite radio is embedded in this system here. I'm not sure of the sound system in this vehicle. I'm pretty sure it's nothing special like a Bose or Harman Kardon. Probably just a regular six speaker audio system in here. But that's going to do it for the front. Let's hop into the back and see what kind of space we got back there. Alright, before we hop into the rear of the vehicle, take a look here at the door panel. Same deal of material, just soft padded area right here, soft and nice and padded right here. Hard touch plastics, piano black plastic, hard touch plastics all the way down the door. And taking a look here at the rear, you can see the amount of space that you may have or may not have depending on how tall you are. But before we actually get into the second row, let's take a look at the third row, which is rather cumbersome. This is how you get into the third row here with this latch. And the seats do go forward a little bit to give you a little bit more space. I'm going to hop back here to demonstrate. So I got into the third row to demonstrate how much room is back here. This seat is not all the way back. It's still in the most forward track right now. But if it was all the way back, these seats would definitely be touching my knees. My knees are perked up, as you guys can see. So this is an awkward seating position. There's no USB ports or anything back here like that. It's hard touch plastics all around. Just one cup holder for each side. And again, no USB ports. A little storage pocket right there for maybe a phone or something. But it would be very cramped back here for individuals maybe 5'10" and taller if these seats were all the way back in its tracks. You can probably fit, well, you will be able to fit kids that are smaller back here, but I'm not sure how long they would be comfortable. But hopping into the second row, just closing the door here. Nice and solid sounding. A little bit of rattle and shaking there, but it's not too much of a big deal. That won't bother the, normal customer. But once these seats are all the way back in its tracks, of course, nobody in the third row will probably have any room. But the second row, you will have a lot of room. Good amount of leg space. I'm 5'11". Good leg space right there. Kind of comfortable. Not too much to complain about. You have this nice headliner right here. Doesn't feel too cheap, but it's definitely not Alcantara or suede. LED lighting in this cabin. You probably have to go for a higher trim to get LED lighting. This is just the SE trim. I believe a trim above this may be the SEL if I'm correct. As you guys can see, you have two map pockets for either side of the front seats. You have a nice little phone pocket and whatnot right there, and some pocket to store some change or maybe a comb or whatnot. And same deal of material on the seats. Nice and padded right there on these portions right here. I'm not sure if this material, now that I'm touching it again, I'm not sure if it's suede. It's definitely not Alcantara, but I can't tell if it's suede or not. I'm not sure of this material, but it does feel pretty nice. You do have two cup holders here that act as the third passenger seat as well. So if no one's in the middle, you can fold this down, and then you have two cup holders for the middle or for the back two occupants here. And again, guys, taking a look here at the space, you guys can see how much space is left or lack thereof if these seats were all the way back in its tracks. But overall, guys, I think it was a good idea for Nissan and Mitsubishi to do a joint project to see how well it will work. As I said, I have seen a few of these vehicles on the road already. I'm just not sure what trims that those drivers had, but I have seen a few of them on the road. And overall, this is definitely a step in the right direction for Mitsubishi. If Mitsubishi and Nissan did split, I hope, Mitsubishi can keep going in the right direction. And I hope they can keep bringing more cars to the States. I hope they can actually revive the Lancer and the Galant and the Eclipse. Alright guys, this has been the 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander. It's a very nicely equipped vehicle. As I have been saying, Nissan and Mitsubishi, I hope they kept their partnership, because it really looks like it's helping Mitsubishi get into the right direction. But if not, I hope Mitsubishi can, keep going on their own, keep bringing vehicles, new products. Maybe work on their design a little bit, but that's just my opinion. And I know this has been an unusual vehicle from what I'm used to doing as far as Kia, Hyundai, and Genesis. I do have more of those vehicles coming, so if you guys stay tuned for that, you guys be able to check that out later. But if you guys like this video, please like, comment, share, subscribe. This is a new year, so I'll be able to bring, hopefully I'll be able to bring more videos and more vehicles, as you know, I'm starting out at the beginning of the year, so I should have a lot more time to do more vehicles. But like I said, guys, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. Please leave me your thoughts on this vehicle. If you would buy it, lease it, or skip it and go for this or just get the Nissan Pathfinder. This is Kiaguyjoe. Catch you in the next video. Peace.